The first module was pretty intense. There was a lot of material and I want to congratulate you for getting through it all. This module will be much less intensive but culminate in a module assignment that might push some of you beyond your comfort zone as you will be interpreting a data set on stress. So whether the first module stressed you out or the prospect of interpreting statistics stresses you out, the next few topics might help you to learn how your body reacts and how to cope to these types of stressors. Here's a breakdown of the readings and assignments for the next topics. Your health profiles for this module are both journal entries and don't require peer posts. You need to complete a survey on stress and coping via the survey link on Blackboard. Please do this right away as I need to run analyses in the class dataset for your module assignment. This will help you better understand measurement and stress and coping in psychology. I've provided a paper copy for you to go back and look at when you complete your assignments. For Topic 5, you need to read Chapter 4 in your textbook. Be sure you're filling out the reading guide to take good notes. You should use this as a resource so you can do your best in the quizzes. There's also a documentary called Stress: Portrait of a Killer. It will walk you through many research studies outlining how stress impacts health. For Topic 6 on coping, you need to read Chapter 5 and watch a documentary called Happy, which provides research on how coping with stress leads to better health outcomes. Students typically love this documentary. Please be sure for both documentaries that you complete the worksheet to do the best on the quiz. For your module assignment, you'll get a chance to look at real data from our class on stress and coping and how this impacts health. I will be running some analyses on this data for you to interpret. I'll have a lecture walking you through how the data was analyzed as well as the output of the data and the results of the hypotheses that we're testing. The data and syntax will be provided if you want to try and run some analyses on your own for extra credit, but this is in no way required. We'll be using SPSS, but you don't need to know how to use SPSS to complete the module assignment. You'll have to write a 2 to 3 page write-up based on the output I provide. You are responsible for explaining whether or not these 3 hypotheses are supported by the dataset representing our class, and work to demonstrate all that you learn from the textbook on stress and coping as well as 2 original primary sources you find on your own. Be sure to use a table and rubric to provide you assistance in your write-up. Like each module assignment, this is easiest to work on throughout the module as you cover each topic. Because this assignment is designed to challenge you to interpret a dataset, please allow enough time and don't put this off until the end. For your topic focusing on stress, you have 2 learning objectives. First, you need to be able to list different types of stressors and explain how each could be measured. Taking the Qualtrics survey on stress and coping should help you get a better idea of some of these approaches and how health psychologists would assess stress. For example, a health psychologist could be interested in stress events you've experienced, how annoying certain things are in your life, how you think about or handle stress, and how your body reacts to stress. After going through this topic, you should also be able to explain the pathways from stress to disease using major models of stress and illness. These include the direct and indirect effect hypotheses, the transactional model, diathesis stress model, and Celia's general adaptation syndrome. You can demonstrate your mastery of these learning objectives in your health profile. Using the Qualtrics survey with the different measures of stress, discuss how you feel they reflect on your stress level. Describe your stress using key terminology and major models of stress from Chapter 4. You will need to integrate at least 1 primary source. This primary source will require you to do a lit search. You need to find a research article that gives you insight on your personal stress. This primary article you choose can also be used for your module project, so you're doing double duty. For Topic 6 on coping, you will also identify examples of types of coping and explain their merits and challenges. These include approach or avoidant coping and problem or emotion-focused coping. You will also need to compare and contrast coping interventions discussed in the textbook, such as stress management, relaxation therapy, deep breathing, mindfulness, cognitive behavioral therapy, and expressive writing. Your health profile is similar to the stress health profile. You'll need to use a Qualtrics survey with the different measures of coping. How did these surveys help you learn about how you cope? What's your predominant coping strategy and how effective is it? What would help you improve your coping strategy or skills? You will need to integrate at least one research article that's a primary source that provides you insight on your personal stress and coping. Again, this article does double duty because you can use it for your module project. I'm expecting you to demonstrate an understanding of how to find good academic articles. Remember your resource from Topic 2 of Module 1 from the library. Here are some suggestions. Articles should be recently or highly cited. When you look at Google Scholar, you can typically see how many times an article was cited. If it was cited 500 times, for example, you know it's important. It's probably best to find articles from journals that are obviously related to health psychology. Look for articles that test specific hypotheses related to your health profile. For example, if you feel that you use alcohol as a coping mechanism, you could search for coping, alcohol, and stress. You can always find an article cited in the chapter if it discusses something relevant to your health profile. The full citation for each of these articles are in alphabetical order at the back of the book. Finally, be sure your article is available in full text so I know you read through the entire article and not just the abstract. Be sure to cite it appropriately in your health profile. I hope you find Module 2 informative on your own stress and coping and find it applicable to your career aspirations in the medical and health fields.